My name is Carolyn Wilson, born and raised in Collingwood, Ontario, and our family represents seven generations in this area. Our uncle and our mother and family members were interested in preserving our history and telling the stories of who we are, how we arrived, and our accomplishments. And we too all felt it was important to share our history, that we are Canadian pioneers here and descendants, and our story is important. Our church, our community, our museum here is very important to all of us. We feel that the history should be in archives, and that schools and educational systems should be aware of our accomplishments and contributions to Canada.
What's your favorite part of this experience?
My favorite part of the experience at Sheffield Park is, first of all, giving honor to our ancestors and our family members who've supported us thus far, and also meeting people coming in and finding out where they've come from. And at the end of the day, we become friends, and they experience something here that they've never had in their life before. That we are here, we've been here, participated together, grew up in communities, and we have a legacy.
So tell me, what was it like for you growing up in this area in Clarksburg? What did you know about the history?
Well, I grew up in Collingwood. Our parents were there. Our parents also prepared us for life skills. At an early age, we understood how to navigate social situations, education, and people, how to react to racism and discrimination. And they gave us information and examples of how to survive, overcome things like that. It was wonderful growing up in Collingwood. We did face a lot of negativism, but on the other hand, we rose above it, and we were still able to smile, shake someone's hand, and carry on and build a future here.
What role did you think church and your faith had in preserving the history?
The church was something that we've always had in our life, a belief in freedom, Exodus, and the stories related to our lives, that someday we too would have families, freedom, independence, homes, employment, and be somebody. But we already knew who we were inside. But the church was offered a haven for a lot of our folks coming into Canada. We could bond with people, not only Black folks coming in, white people in the community also felt that need and comradeship, would come to our church and community activities and bond with us. And that is why today in our museum site here, we can relate to people, how feelings are, how to negotiate things, and turn a negative situation into a positive one.
Tell me about the stone with the names of the family. What do we know about those families? How did they come here?
A lot of the families were here before Canada, I guess, 1700s and so forth. But they came looking for a better life, freedom, choice, protection for their children and themselves, that the men and women were respected. The names on the stone: Millers, Thompson, Sheffield, Wilson, Garbets, and so on and on, are a legacy, but also that they contributed and they're part of us. And my sister, in doing research, we are related to a lot of the Black pioneers in the whole community and abroad. But they left us with hope. And I think the thing in our lives here at our museum, there's no fear for the future. We know things will work out, that this will be for someone someday, and our future generations will have a legacy to say, we know where we're going because we know where we've come from.
Tell me about Uncle Howie. How did he rope you two into this? What kind of character was he?
Well, shortly after our father was killed in 1955, that's still another story, another day, but Uncle Howard and our uncles took over and helped us grow. They were our role models. Kind, caring, cooperative, humorous. We always said Uncle Howard was like an angel, but a soft-spoken gentleman, respectful of everybody, and he gained respect. And we like that was a role model for us to say, having respect in your character, your personality and character will carry you through. He brought us through a lot of situations. He and his family members supported us financially when we didn't have a lot of material things to go on, but he loved us. And that love we wanted to show carries on in our lives. So if we can emulate some of those qualities and others can see Uncle Howard's reflection in us, then our living has not been in vain.
And one final question. What is the future of Sheffield experience?
Well, my sister and I saying this experience will be a life lasting. When bus groups come from Toronto or seniors groups come in to visit, at the end of the day, as they're leaving in the bus, they're waving their hands. There's tears in their eyes that they've met all this here and felt this experience. And sometimes they cannot put it into words what they experienced by seeing the displays and life and times. But it's a feeling of hope and a feeling of we're going to carry on.